What's up, guys? So here's a quick tip for you. So Hereafter stones are something that everyone needs. And let's just preface this too. Every auction house and every economy is different in Archeage Unchained because they're all separate auction houses. It's not linked. It's your own server. So what I say here may not be efficient or profitable on your server, but it will always change depending on time, supply, and demand. So first off, everyone is using Hereafter stones, right? Like literally you're like, oh fuck, I need Hereafter stones. I need these stones. You can craft them, and you're going to want to craft them because it's cheaper, but it might not be the best use of labor for you. If you are really min-maxing your accounts and you're getting 20 silver per labor points by doing something crazy, you're not going to want to craft Hereafter stones. You're just going to want to buy them. But if you're struggling and can't figure out how to make gold and you're opening up coin purses, Hereafter stones are going to be something that you're going to want to craft. And it's going to be more profitable than opening up coin purses. And it's also going to save you on, having to purchase them from someone else. So the recipe is very simple. Stone brick times 6 and onyx archeum essence times 1. 30 labor points at a masonry craft. Stone mason workbench. Very simple recipe. Very, very easy. Just looking at the prices right now. So 6 stone. As stone prices get cheaper, these become more profitable. So 10 silver, 11 silver. So around 11 silver per stone. That means it's going to be about, we'll say 70 silver to make 6 of those. And this is 180. So 2 gold and 50 silver to make 10 Hereafter stones. 10 Hereafter stones sells for around 43 silver. So that's 4 gold, 30 silver. 430 minus 250 is 1 gold and 80 silver profit. It's going to cost you 30 labor points, which that breaks out to a nice 6 silver per labor ratio. That's a very good ratio in Archeage Unchained. Don't let people, tell you, oh, I'm making 20, I'm making 50. Yes, there are some people that are making 20 and 50 silver per labor, but they've specialized in something. It's very, very niche market. They're not going to be able to sustain that forever. Hereafter stones at 6 silver per labor is a pretty solid market, and these prices are pretty high. If you look at the onyx, you'll actually notice that the onyx sell price gets down to as low as 1 gold. So the average sell price is around 150 or so. And sometimes as low as 1 gold. Just think, if you were to buy this at 1 gold and save a whole, pretty much gold off of this price, that would increase your silver to labor ratio dramatically. And the best part is, when you focus on one kind of proficiency, which we haven't talked yet for Archeage Unchained, but we're going to talk a little bit right now. When you focus on one proficiency, you actually make it cheaper over the long run. So you have all these different jobs and proficiencies that you can do. When you've leveled up something, like we're working on exploration here, we're going to actually get a decrease in labor costs once we hit 30,000. You're going to get 10% labor reduction. You get 5% at Vetten, which generally doesn't do anything, but it might. And as it goes up, you get all the way up to 40% labor reduction for doing these crafts. This means you really want to focus on one craft and do it non-stop with that one character. If you want to work on something else, I highly recommend grabbing an alt account, purchasing an alt account, and using that account for the other things. But you really want to focus and specialize in one thing. So let's just do some in theory here. If you were at 230,000% in making Hereafter stones, you've done Hereafter stones for 230,000 labor. You're now a reduction of 40% on the labor costs. With that 40% reduction, that brings the cost down to 18 labor points per craft. If you end up making 1 gold and 80 silver, like we are currently making for Hereafter stones, at 18 labor points, that means you're making a 10 silver to labor ratio. That's really, really good. Hence, why it's really good to train your profession and something that is very common like this as well. So like Hereafter stones, people will always need Hereafter stones. There is always going to be a market for Hereafter stones, and if you look at the auction house economies, you can see that Hereafter stone is probably the most sold item in the game right now. 21,000 Hereafter stones, 34,000, 34,000, 31,000, 41,000, 38,000 a day. Thousands upon thousands of Hereafter stones are being sold, and people are still buying them from the vendor because they don't understand that you can buy them off the auction house. Like, people still buy Hereafter stones from the vendor. It's crazy. Alright guys, that's a quick tip on Hereafter stones, proficiency training, and yeah, focusing on one thing. We'll touch more on these things, but there are older videos if you want more content. A lot of the old stuff is still relevant in this game right now. You have to adjust it and change it slightly, but the strategies and the ideas are still there. So enjoy the old videos. You can make gold. Look at those things. Research. That's how you're going to make a lot of gold. You have to research, and you have to understand Archeage,